Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about anatomical directional terms. Now it is very important to understand what these terms mean because oftentimes we use these terms to compare the location of different structures on the body. Now we are going to talk about the meaning of this technical term first, and then we'll do a few examples. Now here you have superior, and that means cranial, cephalic, or above. Now, for medial, it means closer to the midline of the body. Intermediate means between. Lateral means closer to the side of the body. Proximal means closer to the shoulder. That's my own definition of it, because when you look at any textbook, the proximal word, the technical definition of proximal is is closer to the attachment of a limb to the trunk. Right. Now, for distal, it means farther from the shoulder, and again, that's my own definition. Right, because like for most of the textbook, you will see that it will say that like distal means farther from an attachment to attachment of a limb to the trunk. Now here, ipsilateral means same side of the body. Contralateral means other side of the body. Superficial means external or outer. Deep means internal or inner. Anterior means ventral or in front of. Posterior means dorsal or back. Inferior means caudal or below. Now notice that a lot of these definitions are a little bit different from what you see in your textbook, because I'm trying to use my own definition to try to help you guys understand this technical term a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so let's do some example. So for example, the heart. Now, oftentimes, nursing school entrance exams such as the TEAS test or the HESI test, they like to ask you how structures relate to each other as far as the location wise. Now here it could be like a question like this. For example, they can ask you like the heart is what to the lung as far for location. So the heart, now oftentimes students get confused by using the technical term directly right away. So instead of using the technical term, use regular term first to describe the relationship between the location of the structures. In this case, for example, the heart is what to the lung? The heart is obviously more closer to the midline of the body as compared to the lungs. So that way we know that the heart is closer to the midline compared to the lungs. So in that case, that we can just use the term medial. Because closer to the midline of the body means medial. So you can write down medial in this case. Alright, now let's do another example. Now, again, instead of using the technical term first, what do we do is that we try to use a regular term to describe to compare the location between these two structures. Now, so clearly the right shoulder is more toward the side of the body, so is more closer to the side of the body compared to the right lung. So in that case, we know that the right shoulder is closer to the side of the body compared to the right lung. So what do? We're going to use that term lateral. Right? Okay. Now let's talk about proximal and distal. But before we talk about proximal and distal, see right here you have proximal and distal. So before we talk about proximal and distal, note that proximal and distal are only used when we try to compare two structures on the same limb. Now here, let's say we talk about, let's just say the right elbow is what to the right wrist. Again, notice that both the right elbow and the right wrist are on the same limb. So you can see that now this time that means that we are going to use either proximal or distal. So how do we know if we're going to use the proximal or distal? Again, use the common, like the regular terms to describe it first. So the right elbow is clearly more closer to the shoulder compared to the right wrist. See, we focus on the first structure first here, right? The first structure here is right elbow. So clearly the right elbow is closer to the shoulder compared to the right wrist. So that way we'll say that the right elbow is closer to the shoulder compared to the right wrist. And in that case, closer to the shoulder means proximal. So that way we can use the word proximal. Okay. Now, let's do another example. Now, again, notice that here we have right hand and right wrist. So both are on the same limb. So that means that we have to either use proximal or distal. So how do we know if we are going to use proximal or distal? In this case is that, again, focus on the first structure here is right hand. So the right hand is obviously going to be further away from the shoulder compared to the right wrist. So that way we know that this is further away from the shoulder. So the term further away from the shoulder in this case is distal. Okay. All right. If we try to use the technical term to describe to compare the location of two structures, will be much more difficult if we use the technical term to describe the two structures right away. So we use the regular terms to describe the location between two structures will be much more simple that way. To figure out what technical term to use. Now here we have another, let's go with another example. The breastbone is right. So the breastbone is is in front of the heart, we know that the breastbone is located in front of the heart. So what does that mean? That means that you can use in front of as a term in here, and what is the technical term for in front of? That's anterior. Okay, we just talk about the these directional terms and what the meaning. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.